Hey, what's up, the VC here, coming at you with another video about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table. I'm always off the cuff. You just never know what may come out of me. But this is the VC Villain Club, and it's about really popular opinion that I'm just being vocal about, right? And some people don't want to say it, so I'm speaking for them, all right? And it's just common sense. That's all it is. So follow me on Rumble or subscribe with me on YouTube here. The VC, and scratching for traction. All right, this is what it's all about here. So let's just get to it. All right. Let me go over here. All right, a little bit of a round the horn sort of deal here. So this is what we're gonna look at here. What caught my attention? Aside from political stuff, right, we're going to get back to in a moment, is Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box will close up to 200 locations nationwide. So I want to know about this one. This one's fascinating. I wonder why.
So you've been injured in a recent car accident, and you want to get a major check like this right here. Here's what
I don't.
Now, Jack in the Box declined to provide additional details outside of its news release, so we don't know which locations will close, but Shannon, as you can imagine, fans are just hoping that the home of their Jack in the Box will stay open. Jack in the Box is famous.
Shit, in my city alone, where I live, its population is like around 100,000 in my city. And there's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 Jack in the Boxes spread throughout this city I live in. I mean, that's more than like Burger King. Burger King, there's only what? There's 2 Burger Kings. There's McDonald's. There's only like maybe 2 McDonald's. There is 1, 2, 3 Taco Bell. There's 1 In-N-Out. Trying to think of all the there's even like 2 Carl's Jr. So yeah, all these things out here. But yeah, Jack in the Box, there's like 3 of them, I think. I could think of off the top of my head that's in town. I don't know. I'm not really a super fan of the burger places. Like, my go-to, if you ask me, is Taco Bell. That's just my go-to. Yeah, for Taco Bell, man, whew, that's the stuff right there. But I do like Jack in the Box because at least their burgers are filling, right? All their food is filling, and I like their variety. You know, like when you eat like McDonald's, for example, it just feels like empty calories, all right? And it's crazy. You know, so, but my go-to is Taco Bell.
Jumbo Jack, the late night munchie box, breakfast all day, or their new Smash Jack. What's your favorite?
Late night, I gotta give me some tacos, but I'm gonna go with the spicy chicken sandwich.
The extreme sausage, I gotta say.
Extreme sausage. They have that?
Food favorite first opened in 1951 in
I know they have that.
El Cajon Boulevard.
I'll try it.
With 2,200 stores nationwide, the new CEO just announced the company will close 200 locations. I spoke with customers at the drive-thru about the news.
I know it's a San Diego local, like, amazing establishment, so it sucks to hear that, but I hope this one right here in Claremont stays open because I've been using that one forever.
That's right. The late night drive-thru is closing 10% of its stores.
I'm a big fan of Jack in the Box.
During a Jack on Track
I didn't even know they had a
update,
sausage.
New CEO Lance Tucker did not reveal which locations would close.
I'm going to give some of this detail in August when we have, exactly the number of stores and exactly which stores they are identified. So I believe we will be able to give you a pretty good feel for what that looks like at that point, but I'm not prepared to do so today.
By year's end, they plan to close 80 to 100 underperforming stores, and Del Taco's future is uncertain.
This is perfect. I discovered it a couple of years ago, and I love it.
We caught up with Jane, who bought 3 Del Taco meals for just $9.99.
This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can't afford McDonald's, I'll be honest.
Jack in the Box purchased Del Taco 3 years ago and is now exploring a potential sale of its 600 stores across 17 states. Jack in the Box's second quarter sales are down 4.4%, Del Taco down 3.5%. The company hopes closures and property sales will generate $300 million.
I didn't even know they were under the same umbrella.
The end of an era.
Iconic, yeah. The Super Bowl ads, the commercial, I mean, it's everywhere. It's sad to hear that a company like this has got to close 200 stores. I mean, it's kind of telling to what's going on greater, you know, in the world right now.
The first round of closures, which is projected to be about 80 to 100 stores, will close by the end of this year, with a total of 200 locations closing in the next 18 months. Shannon?
Damn, that's
sad news for many, Abby. Now, other than Taco Bell, a lot of fast food chains have announced financial struggles. So how does Jack in the Box plan to compete?
CEO says that many of its financial struggles actually stemmed from some of its IT troubles, so they hope to improve that. But then the head of marketing also was on that call, and he mentioned that they're working to rebrand its Munchie Meal. So we'll just have to wait and see what they say.
I mean, what's great about Jack in the Box is the variety. They have a lot of variety of choices. And see, this is coming from me. I'm not even like a fast food foodie, type of person. I mean, I'll eat fast food, once a week or so, if anything. And McDonald's is expensive, and empty calories. You just don't feel full, like you'll feel full for the moment, and then you'll feel hungry again, later on. And it's like, I don't care for McDonald's, and Jack in the Box, I don't know. Like I said, my go-to, if anything, it would be Taco Bell, and then maybe Jack in the Box would be second or third. I think I prefer like a Burger King, if anything. I mean, they're not the best either, but in terms of just a filling sort of burger, plus I like their Impossible Burger, it's actually pretty tasty. So, thought I'd share this news that made the headlines here about Jack in the Box. I didn't even know they had Del Taco under their umbrella. Del Taco's all right. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had a Del Taco. I ate at one, and there's not many around where I live. I mean, I think I'll have to travel over to the next city to go to a Del Taco, but yeah, there is one in the next city. But I don't know. I just don't really go out of my way for Del Taco. I mean, what's cool about Del Taco is they got a little bit of variety also, so it's cool in that sense. But I don't know, but you can't be Taco Bell. Taco Bell right now is just, you heard what they said, they're not even struggling. You know why? They got a lot of good stuff on their menu, so, and I think when they do things like nacho fries, for example, to reach across like that burger customer with their fries, it's something, But anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's Jack in the Box closing up to 200 locations nationwide. It says 10% of their locations. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be closing any in my city then, but we'll see, right? So what else we got going on here? I guess since we're talking about money, if you're talking about California, though, I could see some closing in California for sure, just because forced, what do you call that? Minimum wage for fast food, $20 an hour, forced into law by Gavin Newsom and his dumbass fast food committee, which they're, I think, proposing to increase that in their committee negotiations, which is pretty idiotically stupid. They're projected to ask to increase, which they're going to force, again, fast food to cover that and pay for increased minimum wage. And then you wonder why unemployment is up in California when they're closing these fast food locations. Refineries are closing, which I'm going to talk about, by the way. And then you wonder why jobs are leaving California, and they're saying, oh, we're the 5th largest economy in the world, or 4th largest, whatever. And then, all this bullshit stuff, right? But yet, we're losing a lot of jobs. We're losing a lot of people fleeing California because cost of living is high. Forced, they force you into shit, right? They try to force you into the Green New Deal with buying electric cars, but yet you got to pay high electricity bills, forced minimum. You know, see how they force you to do things, right? And it doesn't go good, right? Places close down, right? Think about that. So when they do shit like that, it's just stupid. That's why Gavin Newsom's trash. So since we're on this whole money tip, residents in Van Nuys weigh in on the LA city budget. Let's talk about their city budget. All right, let's see what they got going on here. And you know what's funny about this is that when it doesn't go their way, the dumbass people protest. And it's like, well, shit. When they spend, it's okay, right? But then when they don't have the money anymore and it dries up, then what are you going to do? They're crying for their programs. They're crying. It's like, come on now. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't just print money into oblivion. That's what these dumbass liberals and Democrats do. It's like they just keep spending, and it's like now they're in a massive shortfall, and then they're trying to figure out how to come up with the money. Obviously, they got to cut. So fuck it, cut it all. And then now you got people crying, oh, I want my program. So fuck that shit. All right. This is what you wanted. All right. Careless overspending. This is what you're going to get. Cuts.
Protesting budget cuts, a fiery face-to-face today in Van Nuys. Hundreds of people showed up for their first chance to weigh in on Mayor Karen Bass's proposed budget.
You can't have it both
the
ways.
city is looking at a nearly $1 billion budget deficit.
See,
More than 1,600 jobs and funding for dozens of departments, all on the chopping block here.
Chop it all.
NBC4's Karma Dickerson spoke with people who may be impacted by these cuts.
Things have quieted down considerably, but earlier today, this entire front area of the city building was covered with people who were rallying, all trying to push back against proposed spending cuts.
Dumbass holding the sign behind her.
It's a pie no one wants a slice of. But when there are nearly $1 billion in spending cuts on the table, many people stand to get a piece. Today in front of Van Nuys City Hall, employees, volunteers, and recipients of Los Angeles City Services made clear what they think of their potential portion.
If they were cut, I'd probably stay home and just curl up and die.
David Glauberman says the seminars and socializing he gets at the Sherman Oaks East Valley Adult Center are vital to keeping him engaged and inspired at age 83.
It gives me a chance to socialize, to get out there, to meet people. I go to four sessions a week.
However, in addition to funding cuts, LA's Department of Aging stands to be consolidated. Dozens of seniors and organizations that provide services like in-home meal delivery turned out today to push back.
The proposed budget is asking for the programs and services that are under the Department of Aging to go under a separate, unrelated department. So we are going to be losing our voice, and we are going to be losing leadership.
Man. And to match the packed street outside,
well, then what do you propose?
Inside today's City Council budget meeting, as the public got their first chance to weigh in on Mayor Karen Bass's proposed 1,647 employee layoffs and cuts to close the projected budget deficit. Youth development, disability, city planning, and animal services could get some of the biggest reductions. People who rallied say the 32% cut could be catastrophic.
Animals will be released in the streets, and animals will die.
It's only at the beginning. What's going to happen is you have fire department here. We have helicopter mechanics here standing together with us as representative, general services who repairs these trucks, who repair our streets. We maintain the airport. What's going to happen is we are going to be shortchanging our citizens of LA.
You might not have known it from the number of people who turned out against the spending cuts, but the proposed budget overall actually increases spending by 8% over last year. Departments that stand to get more money: police, fire, and the city attorney's office. Now, if you want your opportunity to weigh in, there is another one coming up. That's going to be Monday downtown. Reporting from Van Nuys, Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Politicians should be taking cuts too. Anybody holding office in LA should be taking cuts. Like that Department of Water chick that's getting paid like $750,000 for Department of Water Works or whatever they call that in LA, who, by the way, left the reservoir empty in the Palisades, should have a salary reduction. I mean, $750,000 to do what? You know what I'm saying? Cut like that. So it's just funny. when there's no money, now they're crying, oh, give us the money, give us money. And it's like, well, shit, you can't have it every which way possible. This shit's going to happen. The well's going to dry up. All right. And that's what happens when you're a careless Democrat that just spins and over budget and don't realize, oh shit, maybe we should have something for the rainy day just in case. Like Gavin Newsom's dumbass, where you had COVID funds that gave you a massive amount of money for rainy day fund, potentially. But instead, he incorporates that into the budget of just being, part of the budget. So, of course, what does he do? He spends it and over budgets to where now, present day, that overspending, because you incorporated COVID funds into the budget when it should have been, that's more like bonus money. Now you're falling back and you got nothing. All right. And then you look at it like, oh man, I shouldn't have overhired or overdid this, overprogrammed, over all this other crap. And now you're in a massive shortfall that you got to be doing bonds and borrowing and all this other crap that you're doing. Still paying anyways, for illegals and all this other crap. By the way, Newsom should be held in contempt for helping and harboring illegals into California. Think of California as a massive home, right? And then you're harboring illegals in California by opening the border and doing all this stuff. So yeah, California's fucked too, by the way, with Gavin Newsom. And she's not bad looking, by the way, for a black chick. It's not typically my taste, but she's not bad looking though. All right. But yeah, so that's where it's at. What else we got going on here? Oh, look at this right here. San Jose graffiti suspects arrested facing felony vandalism charges. All right, so San Jose is in the Bay Area, and Bay Area has been soft on crime. They're all about, Democrat, liberal, blues. And so, you know what they're going to do? They're probably going to drop the felony charges. They're probably going to sit there and be like, oh, just show up in court and, we'll credit you with time served and all this other small fine. Nothing big. They're not going to go to prison or anything. You're talking about felony? They're not going to prison for this.
It's the Blue Compass RV Spring Blowout
soft on crime.
Pick your RV.
Well, let's hear what they got to say. They're soft on crime.
In the South Bay, graffiti has been plaguing parts of San Jose.
Police have arrested 2 suspects responsible for dozens of those cases.
ABC 7 News reporter Zach Fuentes has reaction.
This
picture on
display
everywhere.
Outside this now cleaned up building shows the vandalism local business Gongcha faced at the hands of a tagger.
I think it was just shocked in the beginning because it is just a whole black wall, and just to have a big mural just out of nowhere. It was just a big shock for everyone.
That business, sitting in Paseo de San Antonio in downtown San Jose, wasn't the only one hit by graffiti.
San Jose's trash,
Friday,
too.
San Jose police and Mayor Matt Mahan announced the arrest of 2 suspects believed to be behind the tagging.
One individual,
they're soft. You're going to see they're talking this game, but they're soft.
Damaging businesses, public spaces, and private property across our downtown.
Police say that 20-year-old man tagged the word goob across multiple locations throughout downtown San Jose going back to 2023. He faces both misdemeanor and felony charges.
This vandal was so prolific and he vandalized so many properties that we were able to combine various incidents and bring the dollar value up to make them felony charges. And I think that's really important.
They're not going
to
to do
hold
nothing.
them accountable and provide a deterrence to others that might be considering doing the same thing.
They say the other man arrested is the key suspect in at least 19 incidents citywide. That person was arrested and booked for firearm-related charges and gang-motivated felony vandalism. Mahan said the increase in tagging has been costly.
Doing a lot around eradication. In fact, we've
You know why? Because they used to, San Jose, I'm very familiar with San Jose, they used to have the police, or no, it was is it the sheriffs? I think it was the sheriff's department. No, I'm sorry. It's either police or sheriff's department. One of the two. for the county, or actually it is San Jose Police. They actually had a department for graffiti, which they used to have to go around and monitor and see where the tagging is occurring, and then have it removed. But of course, budget cuts, defunding police, all that other stuff. Well, what happens, right? Tagging and all that stuff has gone up. Trash has gone up. So this is what happens when you let a city like San Jose go, and this has been deteriorating for years. You're talking 10 to 15 years of just deterioration. Probably 15 years. Not even 10, more like 15 years. Because you're just slowly cutting, right? And to the point where it got to that point, but in 2020 now, when you had to defund police, couldn't hire worth a shit, and this is what happens, right? Soft on crime stuff. Yeah, that's why San Jose's a mess.
Costs go up 15,
not as bad as Oakland.
Year over year to address graffiti and illegal dumping.
Hey, you guys cut that department that monitors graffiti and all that, and then they're saying, oh, it costs so much to the cost of everything to fix the graffiti and all that. It's like, well, you did it to yourselves.
Now, with suspects in custody, there's a sense of relief among those who'd been victimized.
My shop is getting targeted, where I'm working is getting targeted. Yeah, so it really did affect me for a while. But to see it covered up and then for them to take action, it makes me feel safer.
San Jose police ask everyone to use the 311 app to report any graffiti. In San Jose, Zach Fuentes, ABC 7 News.
I give him a kudos just for giving a half-hearted effort to take care of it, but it's rampant, all right? And if you're going to continue to be soft on crime in the Bay Area, San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, right, it's all in the Bay Area, this stuff will continue. And you're going to see, they're talking a big game, but it's funny though, right? They never show suspects, right? Even though they got them arrested and all that stuff. I think they're going to cut this guy loose. Watch. You're going to see, because it's just California. That's just what they do. It's a Gavin Newsom thing. Garbage. Right? Let's see what else they got going on here. Let's see here. Smash and grab. Robberies hit Oakland. Of course. I mean, what can you say? It's Oakland. Let me go up to the top now. There we go. There we go. Right here. Could he be the future of California, Steve Hilton?
When it comes to recovering from natural disasters, red tape is a given, but California has turned it into an art form.
Since the Los Angeles wildfires destroyed Pacific Palisades in January.
Remember when Trump sat down with Karen Bass and said, hey, let's forget about this whole idea of permits and stuff, and let's just get it going. I mean, let people in and just throw out their own stuff and clean it up, let's just get it moving. And look at this. 5,900 destroyed, damaged, and 0 permits issued.
Not a single building permit has been approved.
Welcome to California.
Not one.
Welcome to LA.
Niente, zero, zip, zilch. Despite almost 6,000 damaged or destroyed properties reported.
Steve Hilton just announced his California gubernatorial run to replace failed Gavin Newsom. He joins us right now.
And he wants to be president.
Steve, it's great to see you. So we're just talking about the fact that you can't get any rebuilding permits in Pacific Palisades. My guess is that doesn't surprise you one bit.
Nope. Doesn't surprise nobody.
I mean, this is what we're dealing with in California. This is what everybody's been dealing with for 15 years. This Democrat one-party rule, this insane bureaucracy that makes it impossible to do anything. But now, with the spotlight on Los Angeles and rebuilding after the fires, even then they can't get it done. Even when Karen Bass, the mayor, said to Donald Trump's face, to the president's face, she said, I'm going to get it done. We're going to do it this weekend. And you have Gavin Newsom wandering around inspecting the damage and saying, we're going to get rid of the nonsense bureaucracy. His own phrase, nonsense. Nothing's happened because these people cannot get it done. It's a combination. Right across California, we're run by a combination of idiots and ideologues. Often it's the same person representing both those things. That's what you see right now.
Well, it was a frequent word used to describe Joe Biden, and we never saw 1 ounce of it, empathy. But it's never empathy that you get from these Democrats and these liberals, Steve.
Right.
You get antipathy and you get apathy. And this is the fact you only have 1 permit captures the combination of those two.
I know. And there's an amazing thing. If you just let me just lay this out, it just tells you what's going on. Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, she did an event the other week and she posted on X, I've just signed an executive order streamlining permitting for rebuilding Los Angeles. When you watch the clip of what she says, what she actually announced, this is word for word, I just signed an executive order tasking agency heads with developing paths forward to streamlining permits. And this is what they're like, these people. They all they think about is process
Spinning wheels,
and bureaucracy. They have no clue how to actually get anything done in the real world because they've never done anything in the real world. They're just machines.
Only 4 permits issued 3 months after the wildfires. This is overall in LA County, 0 in the Palisades.
Politicians, their only skill is navigating the political machine.
Steve, is this starting to change the way people feel on the ground? I mean, you're out there talking with citizens.
You would hope so.
Who, in places like LA lean to the left, but are they seeing what's happening with this and saying, I'm open to something different because the uniform Democratic rule hasn't worked?
I'm really feeling that. Look, we had a really big event when I launched my campaign in Huntington Beach on Tuesday. We had like 2,000 plus people came out in the middle of a work day. Everywhere I'm going, I've been in San Francisco this week, Fresno, I'm in Sacramento today, in Los Angeles. And there's a real energy. And people know we need change. It's just for a long time they haven't believed that it's possible. That's what I'm trying to do with this campaign, is show that I've got the ideas and the energy and the confidence to actually make change happen. And once people believe it's possible, I think there's going to be a real political revolution here in California.
So Gavin Newsom and his liberal ilk have driven energy companies out of the state.
Good question.
Driving refineries out of the state, including Phillips 66 closing operations in L.A. Late this year. Next year, Valero plans to shut a refinery in April. But now he's asking the Energy Commission to work with these refiners to keep them in the state, to ensure reliable fuel sources. They're forcing the car companies to make and only sell electric vehicles when you have to buy electricity from out of state because you don't produce enough of your own electricity. And he single-handedly sued the oil companies, and now he's crying to the Energy Commission? What a buffoon.
Fucked up piece of shit.
It's exactly, it's just so, it's laughable, but it's also infuriating. So for years, they've done this war on fossil fuels, the regulations, the taxes, no permits for new drilling, all the rules on refineries, driving them out. And now, well, that means that, just the Benicia refinery, I went to visit it last Sunday, right? That's 12% of California's gasoline production offline. So we're going to have to ship it in on giant super tankers from halfway around the world, adding to carbon emissions. And if you read the letter that he sent to the Energy Commission, there's nothing in it. He's not changing any of the policies. He's not doing anything practical. He's just kind of trying to show that he's doing something, but he's not doing anything because in the real world, they don't know how to actually put together a common sense plan to give us affordable, reliable energy or anything else. That's why we have the worst business climate in America, the highest taxes, the highest unemployment. Everything's a disaster thanks to these idiots.
Well, I suspect you might be able to change that. And you know how I know that? Because for the first time in my life, I saw you in a button-down shirt the other day. And I thought, this is a guy who means business.
I know, exactly. I'm really serious, Brian.
You know you're serious when you see that attire. Steve Hilton, great stuff. Good to see you.
Yeah, we just hope that he could fix fix this, right? But yeah, so yeah, speaking of which, the whole gas price is going to go up, right? If the refinery is going to be closing down, they're going to work its production lower, which is going to drive prices up. And being that the price is going to go up because we got a special formulation, right? We got to have a summer blend and a winter blend and all this other bullshit. All this stuff has to stop, yeah, tired of Gavin Newsom, snake oil salesman, lip service, and he's destroyed California. But you idiots keep voting for guys like him, for liberals like him, Democrats like him, and this is what we're going to get, right? You guys want Kamala to be the governor too. You guys are a bunch of rubes, right? Because you guys are going to vote for it because you guys are a bunch of morons. All right, I'm just telling you guys straight up because these liberal cities are morons to keep voting this stuff in. And then you wonder why we have all these problems with closures, people leaving, and why everything's so expensive, because it's them, right? The liberals forcing it up. Anyhow, that's the latest on what I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully change will be coming. Can't come soon enough. We see all the problems that are happening. And it's too bad for Jack in the Box too, by the way. Other than that, comment down below, follow me, and subscribe to me. And other than that, thank you. I'll see you next one.